Hi, and welcome to Module 2 of Basic course in C programming. I'm still Niilo, and you are still on this course, which is fantastic. In this video, I want to talk about two things. First, why are we still studying C? And two, what are the main characteristics of the C language? So, let's dive right in. One thing that might pop into your mind is why are we still studying C? It's over 50 years old, so why do we need it? And yes, it's true. C language was first created in the 1970s, but it's still constantly evolving and getting regular updates, with the next ISO standardized update coming this year in 2024. And to this you might answer, yeah, but Skype and Facebook and Yahoo are getting updates, and I'm still not using them, so it doesn't matter. And that would be true, so let's look around us. Where can we find C? Take any major operating system kernel, be it macOS, Windows, Linux, Android, iOS, etc., and you find that all of them are built on C. Almost every embedded device has its firmware, so the lowest level of software, written in C as well. Be it your Apple Watch, maybe your Oura Ring, or maybe this room's moisture and temperature sensors. And in a more general sense, almost all systems that need efficient use of resources have C somewhere in their stack. So if you take Python for example, Python runs on its interpreter, and this interpreter is built on C. Right, so now we have this vague understanding that, okay, C must be quite efficient, as almost everyone is using it somewhere. But what kind of numbers are we actually talking about? Well, on a study conducted by Pereira et al. In 2021, they compared over 20 different programming languages on standardized tasks. And they found that C was often not only the fastest, but also the most energy efficient programming language in the tests. So, let's look at the test results. Let's say you have a Python program that takes 1 hour to run. If we built that program on C and ran it on the same PC, it would take just 51 seconds to run, according to these test results. Efficiency differences like these could not only save our sanity when we are running long programs, but could also mean the reduction of global CO2 emissions by megatons. ICT's energy usage, and by extension its greenhouse gas emissions, are currently on an exponential growth curve, and we all know the dangers of that. Of course, there is a reason why higher level languages like Python exist. It's generally faster to write programs on these higher level languages, but it always comes with a cost. So we must find balance where we can create new software but keep it efficient as well. In short, C programs have the potential to be extremely efficient using system resources, which is why it's one of the most used languages in the world. It's also great and a practical way of learning how computers work, what memory is, and how it is managed. And with that, we can then take a look at what are the most important characteristics of the C language. What defines it? So firstly, it's low level, meaning that there aren't many abstraction layers between our source code and the actual instructions executed. We can read and write from individual memory addresses, and we can do byte or even bitwise operations to different data types. Secondly, it's procedural, which means that there are no objects with methods here, and instead the programs are just following a set of procedures. Thirdly, the language is statically typed, and what this means is that you must tell what type every variable is and what type every return value from a function is. So in other words, all the types are known at compile time. Next up, is memory management. In C, it's manual, which means that you are responsible for not only reserving memory, but also freeing it. This can be really efficient, but you have to be careful to always release memory that you reserve. And this will be discussed in later modules. And lastly, C is highly portable. So the same source code can be compiled to run on a variety of machines, which is part of the reason why it's so widely used. Okay, hopefully these points give you some idea why are we studying C and what C language actually is. Good luck with the module, and I'll see you next week.